Beyond Dreaming, a guide to awakening consciousness through the path of astral projection and out-of-body experiences, Part 12, by Hart. The Dream of Life. The average person wakes up, eats, goes to work, comes back home, sleeps, and dreams about the day or some other fantasy. They repeat this cycle till the day they die, with perhaps a handful of lucid moments in between. What's the purpose of this, and why do we go through life in such a cycle? What if we were to become aware of our dreams? And not only that, but what if we were to stop dreaming altogether? The answer to these questions can be found in the fact that dreaming while awake is no different from when we dream when we sleep. As psychologists notoriously recognize, and what has spilt over into conventional wisdom, is that dreams are usually about the things we did while we were awake. They are simply a reflection of our waking lives. If this is true, one could possibly say it is safe to assume that if you do not dream while awake, then you won't dream while asleep too. In other words, if you are conscious while awake, then you'll be conscious while asleep. This is a core teaching in this book. Now, what exactly do I mean by dreaming while awake? This is already a challenge for most of us to conceptualize accurately to begin with. Think about the fact that we never know when we are even dreaming when in the dream. Therefore, it can be just as difficult, if not more, to understand why we barely ever know that we dream while awake. When you wake up from a dream, it is easy to admit that, oh yes, that was definitely a dream, because I was talking to a camel. But what we struggle more to do in waking life is admit the stories we create for ourselves in the physical, because we are more identified with them and usually more emotionally attached. Through identification with our ego, we give ourselves reason to stay attached to the dreams we uphold against our reality. People either hold on to worries of the past or anxieties about the future, or spend so much time and energy investing in beliefs. On top of this, it is difficult for us to admit that our thoughts about the world hold little reality objectively. Most of our thinking is of little benefit to our lives. In fact, a lot of our thinking is the cause of many of our problems. By becoming aware of how and what we think, we understand how to think more effectively and stop thinking when it is not necessary. Not to be able to stop thinking is a dreadful affliction, but we don't realize this because almost everyone is suffering from it, so it is considered normal. Eckhart Tolle. To simplify things further, we could call our entire perception of the world our dream of life. Our dream of life is simply everything we perceive and understand it to be, which includes, but is not limited to, concepts, feelings, family, friends, enemies, hobbies, happy moments, sad moments, achievements, likes, dislikes, political dispositions, religious beliefs, scientific beliefs, etc. The list goes on. It is the content which we perceive through the television screen of our senses and that we repeat and uphold with our thoughts continually. For example, wherever you are sitting or standing right now, look around you and notice everything you can see, feel, hear, and touch. This is your experience of reality, here and now. Now, the moment you begin to think about any point in the future or any point in the past, you are projecting a part of your consciousness into an imagined dream reality, which ultimately holds no substance for objective reality. Our thoughts and dreams about our life do not exist or have objectivity in comparison to direct experience. Consequently, for most untrained minds, they usually lose most of their awareness from the present moment due to giving too much focus to the content of their mind. This is a significant obstacle when approaching the art and practice of astral projection, Because if we are not going to be aware of and appreciate the present moment in the physical, then how do we expect to do that while out of body when we want to appreciate the present moment of the astral? On top of this, one has to figure out how to move their awareness out of body in the first place. This isn't so easy if the mind is scattered. This is why meditation and prolonged concentration is essential. So this is the first step. Developing a habit of grounding your awareness in the here and now and not letting yourself excessively daydream. Catch yourself daydreaming throughout the day, and you will most likely catch yourself daydreaming in your dreams at night. The party you will attend next week does not exist yet, and whatever you think about it will only ever be a dream. Everyone attending the party can imagine what it will be like, but the experience will always be different compared to when you actually attend it. In the same way, we imagine what our life should be like and become disappointed in it when it doesn't turn out the way we dreamed of, only furthering our entanglement deeper into the labyrinth of the mind with all its complex emotions, reactions, and desires. Similarly, yesterday happened, and you can recall it through memory. But if you carry on analyzing yesterday, perhaps you will realize someone was mean to you and you become offended and upset. Adding this personalization onto memories of the past is also a form of dreaming that we can become identified with. What has happened in the past has happened. Is there really any need to add more content on top of it? What purpose does such thinking have? To delve even more deeply and to talk more frankly, you must realize that this moment, here and now, is all that ever exists. It is the only reality you can rely on because it is the only one you can see and experience directly with your senses. Suppose you are currently inside a room of your house reading this book. How do you even know that the other rooms in your home exist without actually being there? The truth is, you don't. You only assume that it's there. This way of assuming everything in our lives is how we come to daydreaming our way into everything, mechanically living through routine on autopilot. Every door you open in your house, you unconsciously assume that it's going to be the room you expect. Now, when you do this in a dream, you will do the same thing, never questioning whether it's a dream at all, and the content of the environment will align perfectly as you always expect it to. But usually in a dream, even when the environment isn't what you expect, you still don't question it. This is the deep sleeping state of ordinary human consciousness. We have to learn to start intensely questioning our reality as a matter of well-trained habit. If there's anything that ever seems weird or out of the ordinary, we should be automatically asking ourselves whether we're in a dream or not.